for tonight's Throwback Thursday dinner, I'm going to be doing a roast in the oven, and I've got a chuck roast. It is a little over, well, it's almost 2 pounds. And I've got some carrots, potatoes, fresh green beans, and an onion. So the first thing I'm going to do is saute the roast and season it really good. Then I'm going to put it in this casserole dish and let it cook for about 45 minutes on 375 before I add the carrots, potatoes, onions, and green beans. So last week I did a meal from my grandmother on my mama's side, and I wanted to do a meal this week from my grandmother on my dad's side. So I asked my oldest aunt, when she thought back to being young, what was the one meal that she could think of that my grandma made. Let's be honest, she was my Mamaw. I'm from Alabama. I'm not going to keep saying grandmother. So I asked her what was the one meal that she remembered the most that my Mamaw made, and she said definitely her roast, and that she would put potatoes, carrots, and onions around it, and also fresh green beans, and she would bake it in the oven. So that's what we're going to be doing, and I'm going to go ahead and get the roast open and into my grill pan and season it up. And I'm going to put in a little bit of olive oil. Going to go ahead and start getting the stuff ready that's going to go in with the roast after it's cooked for a while. So my Mamaw, unlike my other grandmother, I did know her very well, and we just lost her, unfortunately, a few years ago. And when I think about a meal from her, it was definitely her homemade biscuits and gravy. And she would make all of the grandkids cups of coffee. And I remember the coffee being so light brown because it had so much milk and sugar in it. But oh my God, it was so good. And that's what I remember when I think back about her cooking. So I wanted something a little further back. So I asked my aunt, and my Mamaw had 10 kids in total. One did pass as a baby, so she ended up with 9 kids, 6 of which are girls. And my dad is the oldest of all the kids, and then the aunt that I asked about this meal is the oldest of the girls. So she did a lot of the cooking and helping take care of all of the other kids, so that's why I asked her. I'm just going to leave these in pretty big chunks because they're going to be in the oven for about 30 minutes. I've never thought about putting fresh green beans in a roast, but I'm sure it'll be good. I am gonna let them soak in some vinegar water for a little bit, and then I will rinse them off and cut them up. I'm only gonna use about half this bag, because I'm the only one that likes carrots. And I'm just gonna cut the ends off of these if they need it and leave them like they are. Alright, so I will be back when it's time to put everything together. It has been cooking for about 45 minutes now, so I'm gonna put everything around it, the potatoes, carrots, onions, and the fresh green beans, and then I'm gonna put it back in the oven for probably about 30 more minutes. I'm gonna season the potatoes and then season in layers as I add things. Put some garlic salt and onion powder on the potatoes. Season the carrots and the onions. Garlic salt and onion powder. Back in the oven and set the timer for probably 40 minutes at 375. All right, so here is the completed dinner, and I will show y'all my plate as soon as I get it fixed. So this is the final dinner. This is my plate. The roast is really tender and it tastes really good. The potatoes are also very tender. I don't know how I feel about the green beans, but I'm still gonna eat them. And of course I have some of the onion and carrot, but that is gonna wrap up today's Throwback Thursday video. As always, I will have the Vlogust 2020 playlist listed in the description box below. And if y'all have missed any videos, you can go back and watch them. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed, make sure to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss any of my future videos. And I will see y'all tomorrow.